We need to make sure we have a fully charged battery, because we need to lift the mirror, open the shutter. We need battery power to do that. We don't want the battery power getting tired halfway through our cleaning procedure. Make sure, very important this, you've got a fully charged battery. So remove the lens. Now, having put the lens down on our work surface, please do put a lens cap on it in order to prevent any dust from the environment settling on the back of the lens. Similarly, when you're working on the camera, please don't leave the camera on your work table like that. When you're not actively working on it, leave it like that, or leave it like that, just to make sure that no dust can fall into the camera. So, accessing the sensor, we need to go to the menu system and select in setup menu, lock up mirror for cleaning. Select that option, and then when we press the shutter button, the mirror goes up, the shutter opens, and the sensor is there ready to be cleaned. Cleaning the sensor itself is a two-stage process, by which I mean we're going to do a dry clean followed by a wet clean. Now, the dry clean is important because what that does is make sure that there is no gritty, sandy, sharp particles of contaminant on the sensor. Particularly important when we do the second stage, which is the wet clean. So, dry cleaning. So the first stage, let's go into mirror lockup mode. Right, the mirror is up, the shutter is open. Now we're going to use a blower. Usually I keep a blower in a polythene bag when I'm not using it, because that makes sure that the blower stays clean and the inside of the blower stays clean. This particular blower has an input filter, so I know it can only blow clean air. I like this blower as well because it has a nice soft tip. Hold the camera upside down, move the blower to the entrance of the mirror box. Don't shove the tip of the blower inside the camera where it can cause damage. Just keep it just outside the mirror box and give a few quick puffs to remove any dust from the sensor. And then when you're finished, now you can either check the sensor with a loop, or of course you can do another test shot. Obviously it's a lot quicker to use a loop, just to check if there's any dust remaining on the sensor. If there is, it might be worth going to the second stage of dry cleaning, which is to use a bright cleaning. So I'll just cut open the sealed pouch, and I get the handle of the swab ready, and then I'll get my solution, get the top off the bottle ready to use, and now I'm going to put the camera back into mirror lockup mode. So the mirror is up, the shutter is open. Take the swab out the pouch and then wet the bar of the swab with 3 or 4 drops of fluid, and then because the fluid evaporates fairly rapidly, we want to take the camera, put the swab inside the camera, line it up on one side of the sensor, and then carefully go down the sensor from one side to the other. When you get to the end, just reverse the swab and go back to the beginning again, and then carefully take the swab out of the camera, cancel mirror lockup, and discard the swab, because that has now been contaminated and you definitely don't want to be using that again. Now hopefully that will help. You will now have a clean sensor.
It honestly took me a long time to find a video that did a really good explanation of cleaning the lens, but these are some of the photos that I've taken with my iPhone. This is in the Netherlands. That's actually a GoPro screenshot. This is in Virginia. That's with my phone, iPhone 13, and this is actually with my camera, my DSLR Nikon D750, and that is in my hometown, and that's also with my Nikon. Yeah, enjoy. Hopefully that helped you guys with your cleaning and I just threw that paper away, but with your cleaning endeavors. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.